What's ho? My name is Chanella, and I say, this is the PTR for Legion. Now, what we're going to bring here are several updates that we can see at the level 70 bracket at the moment. Now, I have got nearly all classes uploaded. I don't have a priest, unfortunately, and some of the other classes didn't upload yet because I was going too fast, but I will get to them later. First things first, I'm going to give you a general idea of all the changes that happened in Legion, or well, are going to be happening in Legion. So, first of all, we've got the combats. Now, the spirit has changed a bit. Same goes for the sockets, there's the new animations going about. I think those are the things we already knew, the animations. The rotations are getting an interesting change as well. And most importantly, or well, in my case, the only bad spot currently is that damage is slightly overpowered, but I hope we're going to get a nerf on that. At least I hope, but I'm not too certain. Anyway, what do we have? We've got I'm arms and I'm wearing a shield. I don't know why. Let's swap that about. There we go. Okay, so what do we have? For the combat update, what we have is a spirit which has changed into versatility. Now this is quite useful because if I go over to my jewel crafting, which I will get to this later, and I will show you the... I can't... sparkling, isn't it? Yes. So if I go to the sparkling, this would otherwise give you spirits, it would now give you versatility. So this gives an interesting change for tanks in the game. DPSs maybe, but mostly tanks. However, because we now have the versatility things, you'd think maybe it's easier to get a socket bonuses. Well, in fact, it's always easier to get a socket bonuses because, well, sockets don't have colors anymore. What do I mean by this? Well, if I go to this character, you can see they are all grey colored. Every socket in the game right now is instead becoming a socket of prismatic value. As you can see over here, this used to give two different sockets, now they are both prismatic, and you will always get the socket bonus. There are a few other changes as well, but I will not go through them too much. Another change in the gear is in fact Legacy's set bonuses are no longer active, so you don't have to look at these anymore. I hope they change it because they still show the set bonus, but it's not active. It says it itself, it's inactive, so I hope it will change. I hope. Anyway, those are the main differences we can see in the gear. Now, there's a different thing about combat as well, which I'm sure you're aware of. There's new animations. Now, I'm going to try and fight one of these enemies over here, and I'm probably going to die because I'm absolutely terrible. Also, I'm playing arms, so not the best choice. Actually, it's not going too bad. I'm getting a bit of lag, but the PTR, that's what the PTR does. Yeah, I'm not making any rage. I can't get myself on rage, but you can see the new animations right here. Even though the normal attacking animation is still as boring. Let me get some health back. Okay, this was a bad idea. I regret my choices in life. There we go, let's get a hit out. There's a severe amount of lag. As you can see, there's several new animations. And there you go. If I can hope not to die. There we go. So, these are the new animations that we currently got. There's a lot more, obviously, but going through all of them is going to be a lot of effort, so let's not bother. Now, what other things can we tell? The rotations on every character at the moment, on every class that I have been able to play, which goes up to Rogue, Hunter, Warrior, Shaman, obviously, except enhancements, so I'll get to that in the more specific terms later on, and several other classes, Warlock for example, and all of these had complete rotations. Now, in the past I felt some rotations were incomplete, like enhancement, Shaman, you know, missing the Unleash spell was really clunky in my opinion. Severe lag issues, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, several things have changed in the positive. In fact, most of the rotations currently that I've tried are perfect. Rogues, you are going to be a bit shafted this expansion. I'm so sorry to say this, but you know, you've always been on the top. You might as well be on the bottom for once. Anyway, you're not bad. You're just boring to play. I'm sorry. You're like the hunters of Warlords of Draenor. Anyway, these are the main changes. The rotations on every class is solid. You can actually play it perfectly. You don't feel as if something is missing. There are several other changes as well, obviously. We've got the new professions. Well, not new professions. We've got new things for professions. You've seen it earlier. There's a completely new layout. This is a lot easier to go through and search for what you need. Of course, you always have the search function, so if I want a bold one, I can just type in bold and, you know, get myself a bold crimson spinel. But there's the most important thing, the unlearned tab. Now, it says you need dual crafting that much, but you can also just look at the ones you already can learn. And these are quite interesting to figure out, because that means you can figure out which ones you have and have not learned. Now, of course, you have to remove Legion and Draenor designs, and then you can search for all the ones you still need to learn. Now, apparently I've gotten all the research done, except for that one. Anyway, these are the profession changes. Interesting, minor, but interesting. There's one more change for us at the 70s that will bring us some form of impact, which is the Transmogrification. What we currently have is a completely new transmog issue. So, if it loads in, because it's being slow, if it loads in, you can see, and I can actually look at all the items down here, and if I want to transmog them, I just go to one of the Transmogrification people. Now, why is this different? Because all the transmog gear you get are account bound. Now, they are still restricted by level, so I can get some items like, let's see, if I want this one, I can't use it because its level is too high, and so I will be unable to actually properly use it. In fact, I won't be able to use it at all. But there are several other things which are, I don't have any examples on me, of course, but there are several pieces of gear which are completely useful on every level. The only reason you can't get them previously is because you wanted the quest to complete for it, and you couldn't get a quest on the level, but the item itself, as to say, has no level restrictions, so you would be able to transmog into those items now, and so forth. You can finally get yourself some higher looking gear if you desired, but that's not the only change. This is going to be my favorite change. If we go to the weapons, first of all, you are able to use weapons from the other faction if they are not restricted. So if it doesn't specifically say you can only use these on Blood Elf and whatever, then you won't be able to use it. But if it doesn't, if it is just a quest reward, such as my favorite sword in the game, you will be able to use it on this character, on the Alliance side. And now this is my favorite change, not the one before that. This one is lovely. You can enchant whichever you want using an illusion without having to go to Draenor, to someone's special place up there in the garrison, and find something to illusionize yourself with. Now, you can get some from Pandaria, but some are obtainable at lower level, at level 70 for example. This one is from Outlands. This one, more specifically, is from the Shade of Varan in Karazhan. You see where I'm going with this, right? This is going to be quite interesting. Ragnaros in a Molten Core looks quite alright, and so you can keep on searching and you can actually obtain these on every class. Now, these of course are as well account bound, so you can get them on a higher level and then use them on your lower level. That's not a problem. The only thing I'm not too certain about, people might be unhappy with Glorious Tyranny. It now says vendor. I'm not sure if that means you will actually be able to just buy them, or if you needed to be able to use the 2.2k from the previous seasons. I'm not sure, but I think it might outrage some people out there. Anyway, these are the main changes we currently have at level 70. I'm going to say we are in an incredibly good spot for Legion. I have one of the most fun at the moment playing on level 70, just in the PTR. I have tanked as an arms warrior. I have done many crazy things and I just loved it. Legion right now for us 70 Twinks, perfect. I'm actually thinking this is one of the best expansions, including patches, we've ever had. And Mist of Pandaria was only better for one reason: Icecrown Citadel and those things. But expect yourself to see an incredibly high raise of fun in the level 70 bracket coming up in Legion, and I sincerely hope this will spark up some more interest and maybe bring out people from external classes and levels, and mostly external places. Now, I hope this will bring us back some life. I know that the level 29 bracket and 19 bracket have been shafted. I'm not too sure how that's going right now in Legion, but 70s are doing an incredibly good job, and I hope it stays that way.